When night falls, cities change in atmosphere and aura. The neon lights flicker, the bass heavy music throbs, and alcohol flows. Listen carefully. Nightclubs, bars, and brothels become alive. Not only with people, but with energies that most never see. These spaces are often mistaken for entertainment venues alone. In truth, they are among the most spiritually charged and dangerous spaces, environments humans have ever created. Desire is the magnet here. Fantasy is the magnet here. People enter with one, loneliness, cravings, heartbreak, hunger for pleasure, escape from daily stress. The alcohol sold here lowers boundaries. The music manipulates the rhythm as well as your heartbeat. The dim lights, they loosen your inhibitions. Together, these elements open psychic doors. Occultists know that altered state of consciousness, even induced by intoxication, thins the veil between here and there. In sacred context, this can be used for visions. But in nightclubs and brothels, it opens the way for energies who are hungry to feed. Every laugh, every flirtation, every touch carries energy. So does every fight, every drunken stumble, every act of betrayal or exploitation, every drug sold, even the glass you drink on when you order for drinks are charged with this particular energy. These emotions spill into the atmosphere and it remains. Over time, bars, nightclubs become saturated with residue of lust, jealousy, rage, despair, and broken childhood. Childhood trauma are being exploited here. Staff and regulators, DJs, waiters, bouncers absorb this unconsciously. Their lives spiral in cycles of addiction, unstable relationships, and financial instability. Only the owners of these establishments benefit. Brothels intensify this field in a whole different way. The act of sex is inherently powerful. It establishes spiritual contract. It merges energies and opens portals and creates exchange. When done without love or balance, it drains rather than nourishes. A prostitute may physically service dozens, but spiritually, she is forced to carry fragments of all who touch her. Unless that being incarnated for that purpose. That is another teaching for another time. Clients, in turn, take home residue of others they never met. The building itself becomes thick with energetic entanglements, a net that ensnares anyone who enters. Indigenous cultures understood the gravity of sexual energy. It was treated with reverence, bound to fertility rituals, communal continuity, or sacred union. To use it casually or exploitatively was to invite imbalance. Modern nightlife strips sex of sanctity and multiply its abuse. The result is psychic pollution. Entities that feed on lust and despair flock such spaces. Occult traditions call them astral parasites. They thrive in corners of dark rooms, attaching themselves to weakened auras. This is why many bars and nightclubs have very dark rooms. In fact, it is a requirement because shadow beings dwell there. This is why addictions form so easily around nightlife, not only to alcohol or drugs, but to the very atmosphere. People keep returning to these spaces, unable to explain what is pulling them continually to these spaces. They are hooked, hence the hook up culture, not by pleasure alone, but by unseen feeders harvesting their energy. What can be done? Avoidance is one path, but for those who work in nightlife as an occupation, waiters, DJs, cleaners, food vendors, spiritual hygiene is very critical. Smoke cleansing, protective charms, and possibly aligning yourself with a spiritual entity who will ensure your protection goes a long way. Or grounding yourself with grounding rituals may help. Even simple practices like washing your feet before sleeping helps. Praying before entering and refusing entanglement with every kind of energy offered will help. Nightclubs, bars, and brothels are not neutral playgrounds. They are energetic markets where human desire is the currency, human fantasy is the currency, and spirits who feast on what is spilled. The seeds that are spilled, the seed of men that are being spilled, the fluid of women that are being mixed with the seed of men, all of that is currency. To walk into them without awareness is to walk into a banquet where you are the menu unknowingly.